It's impossible to be a theater major and not being reminded of the works of William Shakespeare. To be 100% honest, I'm really not too fanatical about his work and find some of the Old English that he uses to be very confusing. However, film versions of Shakespeare plays seem to be a major help in understanding his work. So I'm going to reveal 3 of my favorite film adaptations of Shakespeare plays. The first one being the 1968 Franco Zeffirelli production of Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is the story of 2 families in Verona, Italy, the Capulets and the Montagues. Both families are at war with each other, but a son in the Montague family, Romeo, and the daughter in the Capulet family, Juliet, fall in love with each other despite the fact that both families hate each other. I really like this version. Both Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting are tailor-made to play those 2 roles. Just as he falls in love with Juliet, we, the audience, do the same thing. And both actors had no previous acting experience, which I find very amazing.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Also worth mentioning is the beautiful sets, costumes, and cinematography. The film was shot entirely in Italy, and combined with the color cinematography and heart-wrenching score by Nito Rota, makes the film all the more beautiful. Opening in 1968, Romeo and Juliet received critical acclaim and 4 Academy Award nominations, winning 2 for costume design and color cinematography. So cuddle up with your loved ones and watch this version, not the MTV version. Oh, and bring a tissue box. You'll need it. Now for a change of pace, I reveal my next favorite screen adaptation of a Shakespeare play, the 1971 adaptation of Macbeth. Macbeth tells the story of a Scottish lord who becomes king through treachery and murder. Unlike Romeo and Juliet, this film is dark, dirty, and bloody. The film is superbly directed by one of my favorite filmmakers, Roman Polanski. At the time this film was made, Polanski was traumatized by the brutal murder of his pregnant wife Sharon Tate. The film was also financed by Playboy and Hugh Hefner. Polanski was known as a perfectionist and notorious for his constant take after take of every shot until he was satisfied. This caused the film to go way over schedule and over budget. Most of the soliloquies in the original text were resorted to inner monologues. It also has extensive use of montages, some very graphic to very disorienting, like this one where the camera continually goes through mirrors. The camera work was done by Gil Taylor, notable for his work on Dr. Strangelove, The Omen, and Star Wars Episode IV: A New Hope. Despite it being voted the best film of the year by the National Board of Review, the film tanked when it opened in 1971. But I find it very compelling, and one of Polanski's best films. Remember, I said one of them. And that brings me to my third favorite Shakespeare film, the 1996 production of Hamlet by Kenneth Branagh. Hamlet tells the story of a young prince of Denmark who seeks revenge on his uncle Claudius for killing his father, taking the throne, and marrying his mother. This film is by far the best adaptation of a work by William Shakespeare, and the best version of Hamlet. Yeah, I know the Laurence Olivier version won the Oscar for Best Picture, but unlike that version, this film has the distinction of including every word, every sentence, and every syllable of what Shakespeare wrote. Unlike other adaptations that would take out any scenes that might be considered trivial, this version has every scene intact. So you're looking at a 242-minute film. My history of theater instructor once said that our parents looked at the Laurence Olivier version, while we looked at the Kenneth Branagh film. With an all-star cast and surprising cameos, Hamlet was praised by critics but wasn't well received financially. But still, I find it very helpful in understanding Shakespeare's greatest triumph, and the best Shakespeare film by far. So look at those three films: Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet, Roman Polanski's Macbeth, and Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. But I would like to bring up an honorable mention, Julie Taymor's Titus. I might review that someday, but in the meantime, look at those three films and go check out Ray Fiennes' directorial debut of Shakespeare's Coriolanus.